The sun dipped low over the turquoise waters of Diani Beach, painting the sky in hues of pink and gold. Valentine's Day had never felt more perfect. Vanessa and Eric, a power couple admired by many, were celebrating their third anniversary in the most luxurious way possible. A private beachfront villa, champagne on ice, and promises of forever. Vanessa, a 28-year-old lawyer, had planned every detail of this getaway, believing that a romantic escape would rekindle the fading spark in their relationship. Eric, a charismatic entrepreneur, played his part well, showering her with compliments, holding her close as they walked barefoot along the shore, and whispering sweet nothings as the waves crashed nearby. But behind his charming smile lurked a dangerous secret. That evening, under a full moon, they dined at a high-end oceanfront restaurant, sipping wine as the sound of soft jazz filled the air. Vanessa, glowing in a red silk dress, leaned in and said, "I have something for you." She reached into her purse and handed him a small envelope. Inside was a single photograph, Eric and another woman, locked in a passionate embrace, his face drained of color. "You were in Mombasa last weekend," Vanessa said calmly, her voice steady but laced with venom. "You told me you had a business meeting in Nairobi." Eric forced a smile, slipping the photo into his pocket. "Babe, this is a misunderstanding," he said, reaching for her hand. But Vanessa wasn't done. "I hired a private investigator," she continued, her gaze sharp. "I know everything. The woman, she's not just some fling. She's pregnant." The air between them turned ice cold. Eric's jaw tightened. He was cornered, and he hated losing. He glanced around. The restaurant was filled with wealthy tourists and honeymooners, all oblivious to the storm brewing at their table. His mind raced. His business empire was built on lies, fraud, and stolen money. If Vanessa dug deeper, she wouldn't just uncover his infidelity, she'd expose everything. He couldn't let that happen. That night, back at the villa, Vanessa stood on the balcony overlooking the ocean, the wind playing with her hair. Eric came up behind her, wrapping his arms around her waist. "I'm sorry," he whispered, pressing his lips to her ear. "Let's talk inside." Vanessa sighed, her guard lowering for a moment. She turned to face him, and that's when he struck. With one powerful shove, she stumbled backward, arms flailing, her screams swallowed by the crashing waves as she plunged over the railing. Silence. Eric stood there, heart pounding. He peered over the edge, expecting to see her body floating lifelessly in the water. But there was nothing. No movement, no sound. Then, a voice, weak but unmistakable. "Eric." His blood ran cold. Vanessa had landed on the rocks below, battered but alive. Panic surged through him. He raced downstairs, grabbing the first heavy object he could find, a champagne bottle. If she survived, she would destroy him. By the time he reached her, hotel security was already there. A group of staff and guests had heard the commotion, and someone had called the police. There was nowhere to run. Vanessa, bleeding and gasping for breath, pointed a trembling finger at him. "He tried to kill me," she rasped. Eric didn't even get a chance to explain. Within minutes, he was in handcuffs, dragged away by Kenyan police, his perfect life unraveling in front of a horrified audience. The trial was swift. The evidence was damning. The private investigator's report, the threatening text messages Vanessa had secretly saved, and the testimony from witnesses at the restaurant, all painted Eric as a cold, calculated killer. Vanessa survived, but Eric never saw freedom again. On Valentine's Day the following year, he sat alone in Committee Maximum Prison, staring at the cold walls of his tiny cell. His world of wealth, power, and deception had crumbled. He had once promised Vanessa forever. Now, forever meant a lifetime behind bars. If this story captivated you, be sure to subscribe to Talesbyreddy for more thrilling stories such as this. Share your views in the comments below. See you in the next one.